All right, welcome everyone to season 2 of the GLCC. We are back here with a battle, week 4 battle up against Dogethenoob, who is the coach of the Goldenrod Guard Dogs, and they have a pretty scary monotype flying team that you will see on the right. Obviously, flying and poison, interaction-wise, they are neutral to each other. But I do think that I have an absolute disadvantage in this matchup. So hopefully we'll be able to pull something out of our asses and maybe claim a surprise upset win here. But yeah, I'm really not feeling this matchup exactly. I will say I did some mocks, and what I have prepared for you today is it worked in the mock. It worked very handily in the mock, so I can win this game. I know I can, but it realistically just depends on which of Doge's threats he decides to bring. So obviously there's stuff like Corviknight, which is immune to my main stab, of course. It's immune to my typing. It's immune to poison in general. There's also a Gligar, which is immune to the poison effect because of immunity. That's its ability. And then obviously it has a ground type. It can earthquake me and do stuff like that. And then I'd say another really big problem is going to be Galarian Articuno. That thing can definitely sweep my team if it gets set up. So yeah, that's not good. And its Terra types are ground and steel, both of which are very bad for me, considering one of them's really good offensively into me, and one of them's really good defensively into me. I will say that between the two, I am definitely expecting ground. So hopefully we'll be able to manage that threat with our tech here, which I will go over now. So firstly, we have Shuka Berry on our Galarian Slowking here this time. We have Flamethrower and Ice Beam, which are just two moves to hit the majority of Pokemon on his team. Obviously, Moltres is not going to be affected by this, but we do have other means of dealing with Pokemon like Moltres, I think, so hopefully that can go okay. But yeah, Moltres is probably also a really bad threat on my opponent's team that if I see it, then it could also be quite bad. If it has like Flame Body as well, it might burn my Sneasler, which is pretty bad. But anyways though, enough yapping about his team. Back on topic here, we have Chelly Reception as well, just to get us a little bit of momentum into our offensive pieces that you'll see down the road. And then also we have Toxic here. Toxic and Shuka Berry should be able to sort of shut down a setup, what is it called? The Galarian Articuno. So hopefully we'll be able to live one hit from it, one Terra Blast ground hit from it, and then just go ahead and poison it. And if I need to, I can sack the Slowking to that. But so long as that thing's poisoned, I feel a lot better about not having that thing effectively operate as a setup sweeper and just sort of beat me. So yeah, hopefully he is not Steel as we click Toxic into it. But yeah, that's sort of the idea here behind this set. Overall, just very fat Spadef wise, and we have a little bit of offensive investment as well, just to chunk things down as well, like the Corviknight with Flamethrower. So that's the idea there. Next up, of course, we had to bring our Glamora. We have a Focus Sash set this time. This is most likely going to be our lead. There's also, I guess, some worlds where we lead Sneasler, but I think that if the Gligar comes, then we're almost always just going to lead this guy. We should obviously be able to live any one hit on lead because of our Focus Sash, and we'll get up Stealth Rocks. We do also have Corrosion and Toxic in case Corviknight wants to switch in. We can poison it, and then that would also be good. And then beyond that, we just have a couple more attacking moves, kind of a standard, almost OU level set, except for the ability is wrong. I think that you would definitely run Toxic Debris in OU, but aside from that, this is like almost the exact OU set. We even have the 252 4 252 spread, so yeah, pretty standard lead Glamora, if I say so myself, plus Toxic so that I can poison the Corv. Next up, we have, I guess, heat of the build, although I do think that the Vileplume here is also pretty heat. We have Rainbow Six Siege, the Sneasler, and we are holding a Focus Sash. We have 0 IVs in any of the defenses because we want to use our Focus Sash. And yeah, then we have Swords Dance, Rock Slide and Reversal as the two main moves. Obviously, if we go down to the Focus Sash, Reversal is going to be super duper strong. Reversal, in fact, Oko's full HP, max defense Corviknight from full. That's like an insane calc given that Corviknight's so bulky. Obviously, it doesn't resist my fighting moves like everything else on Doge's team would, but yeah. Anyways, aside from that, we do also have Upper Hand. This is to beat Extreme Speed Dragonite. I'm assuming that that's going to be his probably his main way of revenging this guy if he doesn't just want to send out the Gligar that absolutely hard walls me. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that this set could work. Rock Slide as well could get us some lucky flinches, but this would require a lot of chip on the Gligar in order to effectively work. But yeah, this set was actually brought by Mountain Man last week, or I'm sorry, not last week, last season, up against Smaster's flying team, and this set worked super duper well for him. And so I figured I would just learn from my predecessors, and I ended up building the exact same thing and got Mountain Man's permission to use it. So we're just going to pull up with the Mountain Man special and pray to God that either Gligar doesn't show up or that it has big chip on it, so that this set can kind of just win if it does have big chip on it. So there you go. Alright, and then we have Vileplume here, holding Charcoal with Sunny Day, Weather Ball, Sludge Wave, and Strength Sap. I really like this set. I think it's pretty creative on my end. Sunny Day makes this Vileplume go faster than everything on Doge's team, so long as there's no like Scarf Pokemon or like Unburden on the Hawlucha or anything like that. And then Sunny Day, Weather Ball with Charcoal just does big damage into everything. And then Sludge Wave as well should be able to handle Moltres. I will be doing over 50% to the Moltres, so it can't just roost on me or anything like that. And then yeah, hopefully we'll just be able to spam Weather Ball, because the calcs with Weather Ball are like genuinely insane. There's a lot of like one-shots or near one-shots that really caught me off guard. And then of course with Terra Fire as well, I won't be weak to flying type moves anymore. So yeah, that's sort of the idea behind this set. I definitely don't think that Doge is going to be expecting it, so hopefully it's not exactly something on his radar in prep, and then I'll be able to catch him off guard and he won't have any way to stop the Vileplume. Obviously we do also have Strength Sap as well. I don't exactly plan on revealing that unless I have to, so we'll be able to heal pretty much back up to full against most physical and some of his special mons as well. So that's gonna be good too. That's sort of the idea anyways. We basically just set up the sun and we click Weather Ball on everything that's not named Moltres, and then if it is named Moltres we just click Sludge Wave and we do over half. So that's the idea here. Pretty simple, but again, I don't think that Doge is going to expect it, so we'll see if he can put in some work. Vileplume has been growing on me, obviously, after the Dracagon game. I think that it deserves another try on the team, for sure, so I'm happy to be running this guy this week instead of, like, Revavroom or any other threat like that, so... Alright, and then second to lastly, we have the Assault Vested Tentacruel here. I'm not too sure how good this Pokemon's going to be, but the reason why it's here is because we need Rapid Spin for the Sneasler set to ever work. So yeah, that's kind of the idea there. Aside from that, though, this is like an entire just support set. We have Knockoff to get rid of items, Flip Turn to get momentum, of course, Rapid Spin to get rid of those hazards, and then the last move is just Sludge Bomb. We're trying to fish for some poisons if possible. Maybe like Surf or Hydro Pump is the better choice here, but I figured that on a Pokemon like this, Sludge Bomb would be fine. But yeah, if he wants, he can pretty much just go hard Corv. I'm gonna end up knocking him, of course, if that does happen, so he's gonna lose whatever item he has. But yeah, this guy can't really touch Corv, and neither can this guy down here, the Quillfish Hisui. So we're relying on Vileplume and Sneasler with Reversal, and we're also relying on the Flamethrower with Slowking in order to deal with the Corviknight. So I think that I do have enough in the tank to deal with it, but yeah, these last two guys are just like auto-lose Pokemon to Corviknight, so that's unfortunate. And yeah, maybe we'll Toxicate with Glamora too, so you never know. But I think that these two kind of just stink in the Corviknight. So I'm not too confident on either of these sets. Obviously with the Assault Vest we'll be able to tank some Thunderous hits as well, which is good, and maybe get a knockoff on that guy too. Or like a Clutch Poison with Sludge Bomb if we just need some damage or something like that. So maybe Tentacruel can put him some work. As for the Qwilfish though, you'll notice that we are Endure red card here. This is just in case something like Hawlucha somehow gets out of hand. I'm not too sure if Hawlucha ever comes here, to be honest, because my whole team kind of resists it. That's my monotype. And yeah, that's sort of the idea here. Other than that, we have Destiny Bond plus a lot of speed. This amount of speed actually allows us to outpace a lot of his slower threats. So like Corviknight, for example, I can actually Destiny Bond on it as it's trying to kill me. So maybe that'll come into effect later in the game, I don't know, but it would be really hype to trade this Pokemon out for Corviknight if possible, because Corviknight is a pain in the fucking ass, so you never know in terms of that. And then we also have Taunt. Taunt is just to incentivize the Corviknight to attack into me. It can also shut down setup on a potential, what is it called? On a potential Articuno Galar. Obviously with a Dark type as well, we'll be immune to its Psychic type attacks. And then if it does reveal to be like Terra Ground, obviously we can just Endure and use our red card on that guy as well. And then last move, of course, is just Barb Barrage. So yeah, this set really doesn't hit Corviknight at all. It kind of struggles in that department. But yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get some poisons with Barb Barrage and just sort of chip shit, force the Gligar in maybe with this set, and then we can like Taunt it and Destiny Bond the Gligar. That's a possibility as well. I would love to Destiny Bond this guy, swap this guy out for Gligar, make that trade if possible, because then the Sneasler obviously just goes crazy. But yeah, I think that if I can get some good value out of the Qwilfish Hisui, I think this is a pretty good bring. Otherwise, I'm not too sold on it, but yeah, I really didn't have a sixth Pokemon that I really loved in this matchup. So Qwilfish is here, Qwilfish is trying, and yeah, that's going to be the team. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and send you guys over to the battle, and yeah, I'll see you guys there. Alright you guys, welcome back. We are here up against Dogethenoob. Drop some good luck, have fun for him in the chat here. I can spell, there we go. Good luck, have fun. Alright, good. We do see the Moltres, which is not my favorite. And we see the Gligar, which is also not my favorite. Everything else I was kind of expecting. Yeah, the Moltres is gonna be really bad if I get like Flame Bodied or something on my Sneasler. And it puts a damper onto my Vileplume's plans as well, so that's not good either. And then yeah, we're gonna have to prioritize keeping Tentacruel around, possibly to spin away hazards from the Gligar potentially. So yeah, we'll have to see what we want to do here. I think that the correct lead, I suppose the correct lead then would be Glimmora. Yeah, I suppose so. Alright, yeah, I think that Glimmora overall is just the objectively correct lead here. So I'm gonna go ahead and send that out. Okay, and we have Corviknight. Let's see, what could Corviknight do to me? Do I want to Toxic it? Or do I just want to go ahead and get Rocks up? Because this thing could definitely just defog all over the place. I think I'd rather get Rocks up because I have other means of dealing with Corv. And I also worry that he goes Gligar here and then Toxic doesn't work because of immunity. So I think I'm going to click Rocks. Alright, we get the Rocks up and Iron Head. Okay. Now I think that my best progress making move here is clicking Toxic. Maybe I could switch and save this as a sack. Let's see, Iron Head probably does like nothing into Tentacruel, but I probably also do nothing back. I wonder how much Sludge Wave does into the Moltres. He said Corrosion time in chat. He knows too much. That's what I'm saying, Doge is a good player. He knows all of the tech and everything like that. I'm thinking that I might maybe go into Terraria here, actually. It would be bad if he clicks Brave Bird. Maybe not my favorite thing in the world if he clicks Brave Bird. So yeah, I'm just gonna go here and hope that he doesn't click Brave Bird, I think. If he clicks Brave Bird, then GG's. Okay, Gligar. Right. So then, do I want to get my sun up? Do I want to get my sun up? He thinks now that I'm not toxic, potentially, on my Glamora, so I guess that could be useful down the road, maybe, if I want to punish the Corviknight later. Yeah, I suppose what I could do here is just set up a sunny day without tarrying. I kind of like this, actually. Okay, here's the Moltres. And now we'll Terra Fire. And what do we want to do here? We can Sludge Wave, I think. 34. Okay, Flamethrower does minimal. Yes, this is in fact a Terramon Doge. Should have checked the doc. Alright, and we get the poison. That's really nice. That's a good poison. That's a really, really good poison. I can click it again now, I think. And yeah, I'm just going to stall out Roost here. This is quite good for me until Sun goes away. Should I Strength Sap here, potentially? He might switch on my sunny day, to be honest, into like Multi-Scale Dragonite or something like that. Yeah, this works until my Sun goes away this next turn. So I do end up stalling 5 Roosts if I do this, which is a pretty good trade, I think. But yeah, I am now no longer ground resistant, so I suppose... Yeah, I think this is still just my best play. Just take some damage, force another Roost. Okay, now Sun's gone, so he's gonna hit me back. So we'll set my Sun back up. Oh, he's Scorching Sands. Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, good thing we have Strength Sap here, then. This should heal us up a fair bit. Moltres is a legendary Pokemon, so has a fair bit of attack, even though it's special here. And yeah, not bad damage at all. And yeah, I'm not sure if this is the greatest exchange for me, but... yeah, I kind of like this because Moltres is a pain for the rest of my team here, and we're just going to waste its Roosts for 4 more turns. We have 2 turns of Sun here, so let's go ahead. Should I Strength Sap now? I'm gonna Strength Sap now, I think. Yeah, get up to full here as he Roosts. Okay, there we go. Scorching Sands, that's fine. And then I think I actually kill with the next Sludge Wave, do I not? Although he's also faster now. He is faster now. I think I like this, though. Yeah. Keep him low here. If he wants to Scorching Sands us, that's fine. Hang on, nice. Really good stuff, Vileplume. And that is a dead Moltres. That's a good trade, I think. That's a pretty good trade. I like that trade. Because we don't have like that many attacking moves on the Tentacruel. And yeah. Now this thing should outspeed me. I'm going to Sunny Day just in case it doesn't kill me, I think. Because I'm never setting up with this guy again, since it's so low. But yeah, he should kill me here. Yeah, he does. That's fine, though. I like that trade. I think that's a good trade. I do believe that that is a good trade here. And also, let's see. Did the Gliscor reveal any item? Not boots. Not boots. Not boots. So, what do I want to do then? I guess I could go here and try and knock. Maybe is the play, or... let's see. You are 295 max speed. Yeah, so... What is the play then? I think potentially the play is to go Tentacruel and knock on a switch, because I should eat 1 EQ if I'm not mistaken. Let me calc that just to make sure before I discover that I'm talking out my ass. So yeah, I think that this is correct. Yeah, it's like, what's the Tentacruel realistically going to wall? It's a whole bunch of physical attackers and then special attackers that it's weak to, so I don't really value my Assault Vest here, my Assault Vest set, so I think I'm just going to knock. Okay, and here's the core. If we knock off leftovers, that's nice. All right, sure. And then we will, let's see, probably gonna defog, right? If we defog, shouldn't we go here and set up rocks again? I mean, I guess it doesn't really make a ton of sense. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really make a ton of sense to do that. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna flip turn out into my Slow King here. He can defog, I suppose. Yeah. And now we click Flamethrower, I think. Is Ice Beam like a good play here? I don't think it is. I think that I just always Flamethrower here. And we can scout his switch. And then the next time the Corv is in, I'll go here, he'll defog, or I guess do something. I guess he could just U-turn, so maybe that doesn't work. That's probably not a line, but if we're ever in this situation again, then yeah, that could be. Okay, so we reveal our Flamethrower here. I'm tempted to Ice Beam now. Darn, didn't get the turn right. That's too bad. So now we just Flamethrower again. Yeah, I got the call wrong, man. I'm sorry, Doge. What can I say? I got greedy. But yeah, I think that now, yeah, we're just gonna see a U-turn here. And hopefully we can get a burn on something, perhaps. Here's the Flamethrower there. Yeah, that's fine. And now we Ice Beam for sure. Or should we Toxic for sure? That's the question, actually. Should I Toxic for sure? I don't think you're Terra Steel. I just don't. I simply do not. Psyshock. Okay. I simply just don't think that you're... Yeah, I don't think that you're Terra Steel. Especially since you didn't click it there. You would have clicked it there if you were to scout for this. Because there's no way I click Flamethrower into you like this. I would have always clicked Ice Beam, I'm pretty sure. From your perspective. So, what should I do then? I'm gonna go here, I think. Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, thank goodness they U-turned. Holy shit, that could have been bad. Oh my god, that could have been bad. Oh my goodness, that could have been so bad. Oh my goodness, I forgot all about that. I made myself a mental note while I was building this team several days ago that I can't switch the Quillfish in on the competitive Gardecuno. And I completely forgot, what can I say? So now, I suppose I should taunt or something? Yeah, that's fine, because you're just gonna take damage here, which is not great. And do I Barb Barrage on your switch? I mean, I've revealed that I'm faster, which is not exactly my favorite thing in the world. I think I'm gonna go here. It's resisted. Yeah, that's fine. And then I will flip turn. I don't have a ton to deal with this, to be honest. I'm tempted to go back here then. Ah, he did U-turn. Darn. That's too bad. That's too bad. I do still have my Shukaberry intact, so hopefully we can bait in Dragonite. We can bait in Gligar, something like that here, at least. Yeah, the Corv now is going to be a bit more problematic than I'd like to admit here. And we see the Thundurus. Not my favorite coming out from Doge here. What do I want to do here? Do I ever want a Chilly Reception into Sneasler? Is it time? I mean, Gligar's not at all chipped. Well, let's see. What was the Gligar damage earlier? I can actually see if it's potentially Eviolite or something like that. When did the Gligar take damage? That was a while ago, I think. Yes, here. Okay. No, not here. What? When did the Gligar take damage? 76%. Oh, it's from... Was it from rocks? No, rocks don't do that much. What? When did the Gligar take damage? Huh? I'm gonna scroll through chat and I'll cut ahead to when I find it because I kind of need to know. Okay, it actually looks like it just took 2 rounds of rocks. That was what was going on. So we don't know anything about this Gligar spread actually, which is not good. But part of me also just wants to save this Pokemon and go Tentacruel, because Tentacruel is just really not getting a lot done right now. Maybe it's stupid because obviously I'm sort of sacking it here. Yeah, I don't know. This seems stupid. Alright, we stomached 1. We got parried. That kind of stinks, I guess. We flip turn in case Corv wants to come in or something like that. Yeah, let's scroll back down to the bottom here. And yep, he just picks up the kill. Not Life Orb. Could it be like Battery or something? Or I guess Magnet is what it's called, not Battery. Or could it be Specs? Yeah, that could have been a really bad Specs roll, like Specs with some... Yeah, this is probably like Specs with not max special attack, if I had to guess. But does that mean I can go Sneasler then? I don't want to risk getting parried. That would also kind of blow. I don't think I can because the Gligar's still too healthy. That's the thing. So I think I do actually just have to go here and click Ice Beam, which sort of sucks. As this is Specs, it's gonna hurt. But Ice Beam should, in theory, do some damage to something. Alright, great crit. Don't love that. Yeah, I suppose... Do I ever just want to regen this up? I'm so worried about this Gligar, man. And, I mean, I have to win every 50-50 with Dragonite at this point, with Upper Hand as well, so that kind of stinks too. What's my least valuable Mon right now? It's probably... I don't feel like it's Slowking yet, because I still have the Shuka. I feel like it's probably just Glamora. I don't think I'm going to get my rocks back up, which sort of stinks. Oh no, what is this guy doing? Other than taking down Corv, which I beat with... Yeah, this guy stinks, actually. This guy stinks right now. Alright, bye, idiot. Well then, yeah, this kind of forces me to go here. And I simply Swords Dance and pray to God that I don't get paralyzed. Alright, there's the Sash. Okay. Does this thing get priority? There's no way, right? It might get like quick attack or something. Yeah, I mean, he says uh-oh, but in his mind, I'm pretty sure he's just laughing because of the Dragonite in question here, so I'm just gonna reversal. Yeah, there's one. Okay, yeah, show me Dragonite. Darn, he went Gligar. Oh no, does this mean that we have to Rock Slide flinch it? It's really bad that it's come down to this, to be honest. That's not good. Yup, it's looking like it's time to go for some flinches, which is unfortunate. Let's do it. Alright, I deserve it. Okay, well, yeah, this game's sealed then. GG's. Fuck, dude. 1-3 on the season, and I play monotype electric next week? Bro, Iron Thorns is the kill leader. I don't know if I'm gonna make playoffs at this rate, guys. I think that my season might just be toast. Man, I had a good, I think, game plan going into this. Maybe the trade on Vileplume wasn't the play. But, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I kind of just instantly lose now. Yeah, I guess I'll just have to bounce back next week, and that's what I've been saying for the past few weeks. So, I suppose that it's just Jover. I'm gonna go here. Yeah. And maybe you're not multi-scale, and so you die in one and I can get diff. Or that. Okay, and now maybe you're not very fat, or you're not very attack invested, and so you die in one hit. Nope. Alright, GG's Doge. Fuck. Well, yeah. What can you do? I feel like I played that decently too. I'm gonna have to rewatch the replay and see where I went wrong though. GG's to Doge. There you go. And yeah, I don't know. The Gligar was a good bring. I knew that it was going to be tough. In the mocks that I did, it did not come, and neither did the Moltres, so Sneasler kind of just went rampant. And yeah, I won that one pretty handily, but yep, Gligar moment. There you go. Should have prepped better for that guy. But yeah, that's going to be it for this battle. I'm going to look over the replay and see if there's anything I could have done better. I'm not too sure if there is right now, but maybe I'll find something. Anyways though, I will see you guys when I go over it in the next section. Alright, we are here with the replay up against Doge. That did not go exactly according to plan, but yeah, I suppose that did go kind of how I expected given the matchup not being too great. And yeah, again, GG's to Doge. Did get a little bit lucky there throughout the battle, like, well, frankly quite lucky throughout the battle, but I don't really think that had the luck not been a factor that I would have won, to be honest. Yeah, Doge was just positioning very, very well with his pieces like Corviknight and the Gligar as well, and so I really couldn't push past. And then once the Thundurus came in, you guys all saw how that went. Yeah, I couldn't really position myself around that either, considering it eventually got that crit on my Slowking, but yeah, it just doesn't really matter, I think. At the end of the day, I do still end up losing this game, even without that crit, without some of the other luck that happened, so I'm not upset or anything like that. It was a good game, and I think that overall I played it pretty well. I've looked at this replay a couple of times, and I don't necessarily think that there's anything that I could have done exceptionally better. There were a few small optimizations, I think, but yeah, I was never winning this game with these sets, and that's where I think the problem inherently is we have this Slowking here, which ended up not at all clicking. It ended up never clicking Chilly Reception, and it only clicked Toxic once the Gardecuno came in. Of course, that was intended. But yeah, that's, I don't know. I feel like I should have gone like Trick Room offensive like I did last week into Zodiac, and just, or no, 2 weeks ago into Dracagon. I'm sorry, that's when I went Trick Room offensive. I should have done that again, to be honest, with maybe like Power Gem last move as well to hit Moltres. And yeah, I think that would have been overall a better option for me, just given that nothing else on my team really does like significant damage to everything across the board. So like Sneasler, obviously it does a lot of damage to everything, but then there's Gligar. Gligar's like the ultimate Sneasler counter, so that kind of sucks. Vileplume as well, it can do damage as, like, of course, so long as the sun is up, with Weather Ball and Sludge Wave and everything like that. But once the sun goes down and I'm limited to just Sludge Wave, and then I have to reset the sun or something like that, it can be difficult, I think, to rely on Sneasler and Vileplume to really break the team. And then yeah, all the other guys are just kind of support pieces and not really meant to do damage. So yeah, overall, I don't think that my game plan was perfect, I will say. I don't know, I stole this set, like I said in the intro, from Mountain Man, and The reason why I think it worked for him and that it didn't work for me was because when he fought Smaster's monotype flying team in the first season, there was no Gligar, there was no Gliscor, and so everything was kind of free in terms of that department. So you could just reversal like literally everything and do a ton of damage, and then rock slide if you need to. So yeah, in hindsight, I probably should have just prepped better for the Gligar on the Sneasler. I don't know exactly how I would have done so, but yeah, I don't know. Just not the perfect set really for this matchup. So something to consider there. Anyways, let's just go ahead and get this running. I've been talking for too long here. We see the lead Corviknight here, and I do think that my play getting up rocks is good here because it forces him to defog later. And now, of course, we're going to activate the Vileplume, and this sequence sort of takes forever because the Moltres keeps roosting, which, you know, that's annoying, of course, but it is Doge's best play. It's in his best interest to keep doing this, so I'm not too worried about it. And then we trade 1 for 1 there, as you saw. Yeah, I guess I was hoping to get a little bit more value out of Vileplume. I think the surprise factor was a good bring. Like, I think that made it pretty good. But Doge's Moltres had some amount of Spadef investment, evidently. If it wasn't Spadef, then I'm actually pretty sure that I do 50, and so I can actually push past Roost, which is why I felt very comfortable bringing this set. I was expecting Moltres to be Fizdef for like Sneasler and some other random shit, like maybe the Reverum, it could burn or something like that. So I don't know, but yeah, I guess specially my team is also pretty specially offensive. There's an entire Iron Moth that didn't come, and this was probably meant to check that, so it does also make sense. But yeah, I suppose since it was so Spadef, then I don't get too much value out of the Vileplume this time around, but I do still get 1 kill, and Vileplume continues its reign of terror over the GLCC by picking up more kills than some of the other Pokemon that I have anyways. Like, I'm pretty sure Iron Moth is at 0 kills on the season and like 3 deaths, so that's pretty ass. But anyways, we'll continue going here. And now I realize that Corv is kind of becoming a problem here, because I don't really have that much that breaks it, other than I could get a Toxic on it with Glamora. I could also Destiny Bond it with Quillfish, which was kind of where I was leaning in the moment. And so I, of course, try and Flamethrower it a whole bunch here. And I should have just continued clicking Flamethrower here. I decided to get greedy and go for the Ice Beam. So yeah, not exactly my best play. And then here I should have just Ice Beamed again, and I don't. So yeah, I got all those turns wrong, and they were pretty easy turns to get correct if I just, you know, think a little bit more about what Doge's best play is, then I can make the calls accordingly. But yeah, not exactly my greatest sequence of events there, but I do get my Toxic off onto the Gardecuno here, which is good considering this thing sweeps my team if it gets set up. And then I make the bad play, of course, of going into here, which in hindsight, of course, this is probably the worst play of the game, but it doesn't really matter, again, because of the fact that I am red card is what I'm trying to say. Sorry about that. Yeah, because I am red card, it doesn't really matter. It could obviously just Terra Ground and blow me up, but I would just simply endure, and then that would force him out. So I think that was a sequence there, and it ended up working out okay anyways, as he just U-turned into me, and Corviknight was dragged out here, which is not good because this Pokemon doesn't touch it. And so maybe here I should have just I should have just stayed in here and like pretend that I have no moves to touch this guy or something like that, and then I could debond it maybe down the road, and that would have given me a little bit more of an opening, seeing as the Corviknight was very tough for my team to deal with. Anyways, though, now that the Thundurus is in, we reveal that I'm pretty sure this is Specs here because it just keeps clicking Thunderbolt, so that would make sense. And then, yeah, obviously getting this critical hit on my Slowking kind of blows, and Ice Beam does a decent chunk, but yeah, now I have to go back out and regen. And overall, this was a bad play anyways. I probably should have just sacked this because I wasn't going to live another Thunderbolt after a regen, I'm pretty sure. Or no, I'm stupid. That was a crit. Yeah, this was a crit, so I definitely would have lived a regular one. I would not have lived another crit, so I did make the right play by going out here. And yeah, it just ends up really not mattering as I'm forced to go out into my Sneasler and reveal the tech here. We are going to pick off the Thunderous now, but then again, yeah, like I said, the Gligar is too big of a problem here, and Rock Slide misses. I don't get one flinch, and we see the U-turn come out. Sneasler goes down, and this game is sealed. So yeah, going to take another loss here in the GLCC, which is not my favorite, of course. Pretty disappointed, to be honest, but I mean, the matchup was just horrible. I feel like maybe my composition of the team isn't exactly perfect. I picked a defensive type, and I'm kind of an offensively oriented player, so I can't really blame anyone but myself for that, to be honest. And now that the transaction window is closed, I'm going to be with these guys for the remainder of the season. There is still a possibility, of course, of me squeaking into playoffs. 1-3 can definitely turn into 4-3 if I just pop off, and even if I go down to 3-4 instead of 4-3, there is a chance that I can make it if I have good enough diff. So you never know. There's still hope, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, don't lose hope quite yet. But we do have to fight, let's see, what is it? Electric type next. So that might be tough too, considering they have a Terra Iron Thorns, which is currently the kill leader at, I believe it's like 16 kills and 1 death. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to get smoked by that thing probably. And yeah, I'll just have to think of some way to get around that. So, yep, until then, I will see you guys next time. Go Seattle Slashers.